everyone, this is Zafar. Welcome to my YouTube cooking channel. On today's session, I'll show you guys homemade samosas, which is made from scratch. And this is the second recipe, so I'll show you two different ways of making the stuffing. Let's take a look at the ingredients. Let's go to the recipe. So we will start off with making the dough since this recipe is made from scratch. So here I'll be using is 2 tablespoons of oil, your regular oil, about 3 cups of all-purpose flour, which is white flour. I'm going to be using 1 tablespoon of cumin seeds. This is optional. You can choose to add it or not. And then I have half a tablespoon of salt. So let's go to the making of. So let's add the flour into the bowl. I'm going to add the cumin seeds. Like I said, this one is optional. Add the salt and blend everything. So here I have is 1 cup of water. I'm going to add a little bit of thyme and give this a good mix. Next I'll add the 2 tablespoons of oil. So you want to make sure that the dough is nice and firm, not too runny, not too hard. So what I'm going to do is one last time is apply some oil in your hands and make this dough into a firm dough, and cover the top. Leave it for 20 minutes to half an hour. I just wanted to show you guys that this is how I boil the potatoes, is that I peel them, wash them, cut them, and put them in a boiling water. It speeds up the boiling process. For the first part of filling the samosa, the ingredients here I have is 2 large boiled potatoes, and we need 1 cup of frozen peas, half a cup of chopped onions, half a tablespoon of ginger, 1 tablespoon of green chili. This is hot chilies, it's optional if you don't like spicy, and I'll walk you guys through the spices. So let's go to the next. The second part of the samosa filling, here I'm using is green lentils, also known as mung dal, which is a green whole mung dal right here. And I'm using about 1 cup, so it's halfway boiled. Please do not overboil it. I'm using half of boiled potatoes, 1 cup of frozen peas, half a cup of chopped onions, 1 tablespoon of hot green chilies, half a tablespoon of ginger, and then the spices I'll walk you guys through as I add it. So let's go to the next step. So in a pan I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon of oil. Add the onions, peas, chili, and you're going to add the ginger as well. And we're going to saute this for about a minute or 2, and that's it. Alright guys, so this is ready. Just took me 3 minutes, and you're going to follow the same steps for making of this on the second filling recipe and off your stove. So here I'm going to be using a bowl. I'm going to add the boiled potatoes. Also going to add the other filling. And for the spices I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt, or per your own taste, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon of garam masala, 1 teaspoon of coriander powder. If you like it spicy, you can add either chili pepper or crushed pepper, entirely up to you. I'm just going to add a little bit of crushed pepper here. You can also add your own spices if you prefer. So now what you're going to do is mix everything. Once you give the whole mixture a good mix, what I'm going to add is last thing is called chaat masala. It gives a really good flavor. So I'll sprinkle some of this and give it one more time a good mix. And for the second filling, here we have is the mixture. You're going to add it to the bowl. Same thing you're going to follow for the second step. So I'm going to add this here as well. So the spices, I'm going to add the same thing. So half a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of coriander powder, 1 teaspoon of garam masala, and a half a teaspoon of turmeric powder. Add your own spices if you like. And I'm also going to add some more chili flake here. Give it a good mix. Once you get everything a good mix, you're going to add a little bit of more chaat masala to the second filling. Alright guys, now we're going to make the samosas 2 different types. So the dough is prepared as well, so I'm going to make this into small round shapes. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do is brush some oil to my hands, and we're going to spread this dough evenly on the surface. You do not need flour, but if you really want to use flour, you can go ahead. So we're just going to make it into an even round first. I have not used any flour yet, just some oil. So once you get into this shape, you can also even it out with your hands because this dough is very soft. So we're going to make a cut from the middle, like this. Alright guys, so this part is gonna be up, so when you're putting the filling, you're gonna bring one edge all the way to the other end, and then the other edge all the way to the other end. So you're gonna make a cone like this, flip it, put in your filling, and then you can close it. So it's very easy. I'll show you guys again. So you're gonna take one edge, bring it all the way to the end, and the other edge all the way to the other end. So you're gonna make it into a cone, flip it, put your stuffing, and close it. Alright guys, so here is the samosas. So you're also gonna take the knife and just at the edges press it down so you get that tightness shape. For the second type of samosa, so I'm using a little bit of flour I have sprinkled. So what we're gonna do is make it into a longer shape like that. So for the second one here, since we made it round, so what you're gonna do is cut off the edges, and then we're going to slice this into two, and then one more time you're gonna slice from the middle. There you are. When you have it cut into a square piece, you're gonna take 1 tablespoon of the stuffing, just a little bit more, tap it in, and then bring the two sides together, just like this. And once you do make it into this shape, so you're gonna take the fork and just make same spots as the other one, so it's nice and tight, just like that. Alright guys, so the samosas are ready to get fried. So as you can see, I have made them into different shapes. You can make them small or bigger, entirely up to you. This one is a little special because my cousin Frozanjan used to make this for us back in India, and with the stuffing of the mung dal, which is the green beans. So that's why it's a special recipe for me that I'm sharing with you all. So let's get frying. Alright, so I'm using a wok pan here, which is a deep down pan, and I have a generous amount of oil. So I'm going to add the larger samosas first. So my heat is close to medium. Okay guys, so make sure that you don't add too much, maybe 3 or 4 at a time. And you have to kind of stir it every 3-4 minutes. And make sure that you flip them so they don't get burned. And once you notice that it's a golden color, that's when you know it's ready. So I'm going to now serve these. Alright guys, so it's time to fry the other types of samosas here. So don't add too much, maybe 4 to 5 at a time. Alright guys, so these small samosas are also ready to be served. And here was the 2 different ways of making homemade samosas. This one is with potatoes, and this one is with mosh, we Afghans call it, which is green whole lentils, also known as mung lentil. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching today's session on how to make homemade samosas. You can enjoy this with any type of chutney. I have many recipes. I'll leave a link for you below the video, or you can buy a store-made tamarind sauce that goes very well with it. I do have another recipe on a samosa which is with chicken filling, so I'll leave a link below the video for that one as well, so you guys can enjoy. You can also enjoy this with a side of chai tea if you like. It's a really good snack. So do give me a thumbs up and give me your feedbacks if you tried this recipe. Help me share the link with your friends and family. Until next time, bye now.